funds. Only students who were designated Title I could work on a Title I computer, and they were aside. Now every student in the district can work on those computers on that program. So it will have a definite benefit for all of the students, which will hopefully increase us in our scores.
Now our assessment, will we have like more of an assessment, that we'll have to show, improvement for children, and will that be a contracted out service?
Are you speaking about the state doing assessment on us using the NJ Ask, or how we are assessing our own students?
Well, we're doing federal dollars, right? So therefore, I'm quite sure that they're going to want to know like what we're doing with the money and how we're doing. And a lot of times, the best way to do that is to hire someone to come in and do that for you to assess your students.
We actually are using different assessment forms. We have Achieve 3000, which is a reading program on the computer. But in terms of the assessment of our students, we're increasing our formative assessments. We're doing more assessments. We're evaluating students individually to change the instruction and to pinpoint instruction that will benefit individual students. We are focusing a lot on our math coaches this year to increase the math instruction in the schools. We're investing in our reading coaches to increase and bring better practice, to deepen the practice that's already there. And in deepening the practice, we're developing benchmark assessments that are more related to the test as well as the instruction going on in the class. We have outside consultants that we partner with to develop the assessments. We work with professors at Rutgers who are experienced in this, so we do use experts in the field.
4 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Next person. All right, we'll make one. I guess maybe I inappropriately, according to the board attorney, changed the format. So before we move forward, I would like to, because the board has discussed it at length, I erroneously thought that we had already voted. Everyone seemed to be in favor of us having the 4 minute with the open dialogue of back and forth, which seems to be much more open to true conversation and going forward. So I'd like to make a motion that format where we let people ask questions and we have the open dialogue occur from going forward. So I just need a second.
I guess President,
yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'm all in favor of whatever you so desire. But to change the board policy, you would have to have 2 readings. It would have to be this meeting and that. Again, you did not take my.
Well, can we make a motion to allow it for now without changing the policy?
The answer would be no, but that's my opinion. But you would have to do a 2 meeting, but that's your call. You need not take my opinion.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then yes. I thought
it has to be.
I thought in the last.
I asked Bob if it has to be voted on.
Okay, then I think we need to, I mean, if I'm incorrect, I do believe that the rest of the board thought that it was good, and even in a short time.
Just to clarify.
The board secretary would like to clarify.
Just like any other board policy, you would have to have it on the agenda, the vote up and down on the policy first reading, and the subsequent meeting after that second reading, and then it would be made policy.
So, can I just make a motion to go out of turn so that we can make the motion so that it can move forward for the whatever?
That is perfectly permissible. That is perfectly permissible.
Because I know we've discussed it, so now we just need to act so that we can get it operational. But I guess it needs to be seconded.
I'll second it.
Thank you. So I guess you're gonna call that vote.
Okay, just write it down. This is to amend the board policy first reading to allow for back and forth open discussion during the public session. That was the motion was made by Mr. Thomas with a second. I believe was Mr. Fink made the second?
It was Mr. Fink.
Okay. Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Ms. Vecchio?
No.
Mr. Ostreicher?
No.
Mr. Seidler?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
No.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Slotkin?
Yes.
Now you need 5 affirmative votes. We only have 4. Motion passes.
I would like to go out of turn with the
What
president.
did he say? The motion what?
Failed.
All right, well, I can.
Mr. Thomas,
But I'm so sorry.
Mr. Thomas, if I may interrupt for a second. We do have two special announcements, Mr. Thomas. I do see our former board secretary to the board, a colossal, important person, Cynthia Romano is here. And I also do see we have a birthday girl here tonight. Miss Carol Cousins is 35 years old tonight. That could be why she didn't get back to us as she was supposed to 2 weeks ago with the union information. And now we go on.
Michael, yes.
Tracy Tiff.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Ms. Cousins.
Hello, everyone. Just have a couple questions. One of them would be page 3, letter S. On the contract for Royal Hill School Educational Group, the amount of $261,000. What I understand that this is going to be a new math program from starting at the kindergarten level through the 6th grade. One question I want to know, when will this program start, and will it interrupt the already curriculum that's in place? Another question is the cost. Were there any other contractors, or was this put out to bid to anybody else to bid for at a lower cost?
I'll answer the first question. The training for this new program will start to take place, I believe it's next week, with different grades. Teachers of every grade will be taken out for a day and they will be trained. The actual program will not interrupt. If anything, we're integrating it with the present program that we're using. Our math coaches, in fact, they're presenting to the principals how we're going to do that on Thursday. And I did consult with members of the teachers union as well as my own staff, who encouraged me to introduce this program in this way so that teachers would not be overwhelmed with the new program. So the actual materials and everything will come in December, and we will begin it in January. And the math coaches are already working on how we're going to integrate the two so that it isn't disruptive, and it's also part of our overall development of utilizing one methodology, what we call a framework for every subject area, which brings out the best in all the kids. So thanks to my consultation with the other teachers, with the teachers union, we decided to make it as smooth as possible because I was ready to go gung-ho, do it in September, and they encouraged me not to. And so we're going to have the training the first 5 months and then implement the program in January.
Thank you. About the cost, Mr. Fender, can you?
Curriculum and textbooks are exempt from the bidding process, like state law.
Thank you. Page 20.
Go
ahead.
Unless there is a change of a policy,
Go ahead and ask your
you
question.
need to ask all your questions.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. Page 20, letter H, number 1, Rosemary Wolf. It says that she started from step 1, and salary adjustments to step 3, but it's the exact same amount. Is that a typo? And this is not the only one that I saw, it's like 2 others on here as well. Is that a typo, or is she just got a raise of nothing?
In accordance with the book, that appears to be a typo. Ms. Silva, would that be correct? We'll have to review that. If we could pull that from the agenda until such time as we look into that.
Yeah, I would have to look into it.
It's not now.
Also page 15 as well, number 4, same thing.
We have an answer, which I don't know if I'm allowed to do answers, but I've been told by Ms. Cousins of the union that the step was wrong. The salary is right, but when she was hired, it should have said step 3, 16,240. So the money's right. It's just the step was wrong.
Okay. one more question. It's not really on the agenda.
I don't,
But
just
just
4 minutes.